Taking action on your goals, that's what separates the far from the few. That's what you got to understand. Like, every 30 days, you getting punched in the stomach. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your phone bill. You got to pay your car note. You got to pay groceries. You know, you got to pay other expenses that everyone has. You have to pay personal care expenses, maintenance, right? Then you might be having to look after somebody else. You never know. Like, I never know who's coming across this video, but one thing I do understand is that each and every one of you guys has problems. Each and every one of you guys has particular situations outside of what you're trying to do. So you have to have an elite sense of urgency. Instead of worrying about risks that might go bad and being scammed, I want you to understand that time is going. Let's say you want to invest in something and it's worth $500 and you're worried that you're going to get scammed and you're contemplating in your head, should I invest in this for my future? 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by, now a month goes by. Now you're still contemplating. Now, somebody like me from the outside looking in, I'm thinking, okay, this person does not value their time. This person is not making money because this person wasted the amount of time it took to even make that $500 contemplating a $500 decision. While you're usually contemplating about taking action, there's other guys out there taking risks every single day. They're not even risks to those guys. It's just stepping stones. It's advancements. It's experiments. It's data collecting. That's what it is to me. I'm collecting data. I'm getting information. Once you find out where the gold is, once you find out where the sauce is, that's when you triple down. That's when you 10x. That's when you scale to the moon. You gonna get your money back that you lost. You gonna make profit. And you gonna keep going up and up and up. It's that simple. Every day you wake up, you gotta take risks. You have to be on go. You gotta be ready to go. You gotta be excited about life. You have to be within your purpose. You have to know what you wanna do with your future. If you don't know what you want to do, you need to take 2 to 3 days off of whatever you got going on in your life and figure it out. At least drop a baseline plan, a baseline script. Because if you don't, you're going to be working for somebody else. And you know how they treat people in this country when you got to work for them and clock in. You know what the type of respect they give you. It's that simple. A lot of you guys grew up in households where you were pampered, where the AC was nice and cold and the rugs were nice and comfy underneath your toes. And food was on the table once or twice a week. And you could walk to the store. Just a comfortable life. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. This is what we all really desire, something comfortable to step into. But the issue is the lack of discipline, the lack of mental fortitude that you're not attaining because everything is being placed right in front of you. Effortless, cheap dopamine, hitting the vape, hitting the pen, eating the candy, drinking the sugary drink, drinking the alcohol. These are all things that bring us down, that keep us into poverty. Because you don't have time. You have 28 days before the cycle restarts itself. So every 28 days, you got to figure it out. And if you're not a smart, intelligent person, go get you a job. Go work a 9 to 5. Make those 3 to 5 bands and pay somebody who knows what they're talking about. And work with them and be humble and be obedient and be diligent, be disciplined and execute and do everything you're supposed to do. Now, everything is in the mind. The power of will is in the mind. A lot of you guys were born into households or born into situations where your mentality was never really challenged, never really tested. Now you're in this world of chaos. Everything is changing every day. You know, bad news here and there. You know, things are getting harder to get by, and you know it's getting worse. And now you're struggling because you never developed that mental fortitude. You never developed that mental resilience. Now is the time. You got to do what you got to do to become successful. And you have to be a warrior, a fierce, mindful warrior about your goals. Be willing to do whatever you got to do to attain and achieve them. And go hard about it. And you will be successful. In order to be successful, you just have to do one thing. You have to be able to see into the future. If you can see at least 2 years in the future and see the life that you're going to be living, see the person you'll be with, then all of this stuff will be nothing to you. All of these risks, all of these posting on social media, posting your workouts, posting your fitness progress will be nothing to you, because you know every time you want to quit, every time you want to slow down, you're going to see flashbacks. You will see glimpses of yourself in the future, the one that stuck with it, the one that kept grinding, and the one that didn't give up. It's going to go from a grind to a glide. I guarantee you that. And I say all this to say, your mindset, your faith, your will are the 3 things that will carry you through the tough times and the things that will keep you level through the good times. You're going to take losses just for trying. If you want to get somewhere better in life, you have to take risks. You have to try things. You have to spend some money knowing that this might go down the drain. That's just the reality that we live in. I woke up this morning and the first thing I was thinking was, I don't want to get out of bed because I know today is one of them days. Now, E, what are you talking about? Man, I had to go make some money today. I got to go do one of my hustles. A lot of y'all don't know this about me, but I used to resell back in the day. So I had some inventory I was trying to get off. And I had to hit up the people to go sell it with me. I had to pick them up. We drove down there, asked the questions, paid for the booth. After we paid for the booth, we had to decide which booth we wanted to go into. Then we had to set up. Then I forgot some items at the house. I had to drive back. These are all risks that I'm taking. We didn't even sell much. We spent about 4 hours out there trying to sell the product, talking to customers, running into all types of issues, not understanding what we were doing, figuring things out. But because we got out of our comfort zone, because we stepped into that environment, because we took the risks of trying something new, we made money. We got sales. We got that dopamine release of doing something positive and progressive towards our lives and our futures. And that's what life is about. You got 2 different types of people on the one side of the fence. You have those who are scared to take a risk. Those who are always contemplating their next move, knowing well what they should be doing. Those questioning if they should spend their last to attain what they need to attain. These type of people have a scarcity mindset. These type of people don't take risks often. These type of people have accepted a narrative and a lifestyle that's been pushed on them. And they are going through an internal conflict of fighting what they really want to be versus what they're told and nurtured to become. Now, the problem with this is when you have a scarcity mindset, not only do you hold everyone else around you back, you hold yourself back. And this turns into a toxic environment, a bad energy that you cast over yourself and others around you. Another terminology for a toxic individual is somebody who just doesn't win. Somebody who takes losses in life. Now, I'm not talking about losses to better yourself. I'm talking about somebody who, over time, their lack of effort, their lack of making smart decisions, their lack of doing things to benefit their life, are taking losses that are going to last them the rest of their life. Taking losses that are chopping away years and years of opportunity, of things that they can be doing to benefit their life. Now that's the first person. That's the first person on the left side of the fence. Then we go to the right side of the fence. On the right side of the fence, we have that person who really wants to make it, really wants to become successful, is doing everything in their will, everything in their power to see their goals and their plans and dreams come to fruition. Now this person might have a identity or image or perception that's been based upon them, and this person is trying any and whatever thing they can to break out of this mold. And on top of that, this person is willing to risk the little money that they have just for hope of a better situation. This person is not scared to spend their credit card. This person is not scared to invest in themselves, because this person knows and understands that in order to get out, you have to give in. This person understands that you have to put in 10 times the effort to see the result. This person understands that you have to sacrifice, and there has to be an emotional turmoil in order for God to grant you what you so rightfully deserve. It's that simple. You just got to keep pushing the envelope. You just got to keep your attitude right. You got to keep your emotions in shape, and you just got to keep going, and you just got to be the best version of yourself every single day. And you have to develop a strong why, strong purpose, because when you have a strong purpose, you will be given the authority, you will be given the guts, the energy, the raw capabilities to do things without worrying what other people think about you, without being in fear of judgment, without being in fear of criticism. Because if your plan is to become, let's say you want to become a millionaire, and you have a step-by-step blueprint to become a millionaire, there are going to be ways, there are going to be times along that journey where you're going to have to do things that look like they embarrass you, humiliate you, put you to shame momentarily, but long term, they're drastically benefiting your goals. So I'm urging all of you, this is a message to all of you guys, ages 18 to 35 and up. Reevaluate your life. Start asking yourself those important questions. Start being practical. Start being realistic about what you want. Start putting in the effort. Start shooting your shot at goals and dreams. Start collecting data on your goals and your plans. How much does it cost for insurance for my dream car? How much do I need to invest in my business? Where is my business plan? How much time do I need to see this thing through? What am I going to need to pull this off? What things do I need to work on internally to become a better person? What struggles am I having internally that I can fix to improve my personality, improve my charisma, improve who I am as a person? It's really that simple. If you need work in any of these areas, and you need somebody who you want to get advice from and can help you out, book a one-on-one call with me. Click the link below and let's get you going.